Hey ladies and gents, this is Isdwiz coming to you with a review of the Mythic Legion's Troll, the newest troll, the Cyclops troll, also known as Brontus. And Miguel is here with me. Hey Miguel.
Hello.
Miguel's with me munching on crackers. So anyway, he's not taking his serious duties as a reviewer seriously enough. So Brontus is the third in the trio of trolls that we have so far. There is the stone troll, which we've reviewed before. There is the forest troll, with which we've reviewed before. And this orange fellow there
is the orange troll.
Is Brontus, the Coliseum troll. He's got his bio here, and I'll read it real quick. It says, Brontus, with origins tracing back to the First Age, trolls are part of a family of creatures known as the impure. Actually, that is not Brontus's bio. That's just the general troll bio. Let me see if there's anything specific to Brontus on the box. Specific. Actually, there isn't. It's all general. It has his name on the box, but it doesn't have any specific to him. I know he's a fighter, a gladiator in the Coliseum. And you're just going to have to go to mythiclegions.com and check out his bio so you can find out more about him.
And don't forget, it also came with one of these, which you are supposed to eat. Desiccant
silicon. Do not do that. You know, some kid's going to eat it, end up dying, and sue us for $1 bazillion.
Just disregard the words the big blue do not eat words.
Brontus is a giant guy. He's the same size as the other trolls. He shares the same body, but his head is an all-new sculpt, and he has a new weapon, a club, just like the other guys, but this one is the skull. And if you look carefully at the skull weapon, which I believe was designed by Nate Barch, the skull appears to be the giant. The club appears to be the giant skull of a stone troll, sort of like our buddy over here, that stone troll. Trying to fall over here. So it looks like Brontus took and jammed a metal spike through a stone troll's head, and this just kind of kept the skull there and uses it to bash other opponents. I think that would be rather intimidating, because as you can see, that skull is way bigger than maybe that's his grandpa or his pappy, but that's a huge stone troll club, and very, very good weapon. Because if you imagine that a stone troll has skin that's as tough as stone, then imagine how hard his head and his skull might be.
Probably as hard as bone.
Probably petrified.
No, it's probably as hard as bone.
If the exterior is stone, then
the interior can still be bone.
No.
It could be weak. He could just be wasting his time.
Okay. Obviously, one of the greatest things about this figure is the head sculpt, and he has a sort of ape-like appearance. What's really striking about his singular eye is just how vibrant and beautifully painted it is, with that iris surrounded by a blue, what is that, pupil?
What?
I think those are the...
No, that's not the right. The blue is the iris, the pupil is the thing in the middle.
Okay, the blue is the iris, and the pupil is the thing in the middle. Okay, got it. Thanks. It's been a long time since anatomy class. He also has these sharp, very, very cool ears, and the paint job is quite spectacular. There's a lot of stuff going on here. You got a bunch of rocky protrusions that are a different color, sort of like a brownish orange, and just a great job with all the shading, all the detail. He's got this faux fur loincloth. And another nice little touch, I guess a chain so that he can be led into the arena. And it's a very cool, rusty looking chain that goes around his neck. And you can have one of the other Mythic Legion's carriers or figures be his handler and carry the chain and lead him out into the arena. This is scapular there. So you get an idea as to what a 7-inch figure looks like next to this 12-inch behemoth.
I don't think the sizing's pretty cool because this is a tree.
Oops.
The club is made out of a tree, and this guy is about as big as a tree.
The club is made out of a tree or a tree branch.
That's not a branch.
Doesn't have to be a trunk.
That is a trunk.
Trees have different...
That is a trunk.
No.
It's got a branch.
Of a small tree. Which we had
what kind of small tree has big branches like that?
We had a tree in the front yard that had a trunk about that thick.
It was not a small tree.
Right. But if you took that tree and you took the trunk, it would end up being about that size. So I think it's, trunks.
I mean, if it's about this size, trees, you gotta know it's like
trees can be different.
Really small tree. It's like 6 inches tall.
Trees can be have different size.
Trees can be trunks.
Trees can have different size trunks. They can be different sizes.
Trees can be trunks.
Another interesting detail here is that you have this metal band that I guess he had there because a troll surgeon repaired a crack in his cranium before or something. Or
it's just a really big staple.
Or maybe after he created the club, it cracked, and then this is sort of reinforcement. Because you got to say this is a cool signature instrument of death and doom.
No, he hits people with the metal part because everywhere else is just as hard as bone, so he wants to hit him with the metal.
A stone troll has bone that is very, very hard.
Yeah, normal bones are hard.
Okay. So there's the size, there's scapular, there's the size comparison there. Said the coolest thing about this guy is his monkey looking face. I know that Cornboy, one of the 4 horsemen, was crazy about this guy because he was going to strip him of his loincloth, paint his underpants blue, and customize a giant thing from the Fantastic Four out of him, or just use him as a giant thing. So that's kind of cool. I think that would be for his private collection, though. So as you can see, this has some pretty good range of articulation. I've gone through the articulation on the other trolls. This has similar articulation, or actually exactly the same because they share a body. But the shoulders have good range of motion there. The elbows do too. You've got ratchet joints in there, so you hear the clicking. You have, the wrist joints nice and tight, but those swivel. His fingers are really, really like dirty and yellow and jaundiced. And if you were to have high enough resolution, you could see that Eric Treadaway actually sculpted the individual fingerprints.
Just by looking at it, you can tell.
The individual fingerprints, right? You could see the ridges and stuff. I could see them from close up, but not from this far away. So he's got some really, really gnarly toenails and fingernails, which are cool. There's a nice wash that brings out all the cracks and all the details. Like I said, they somehow, this chain is not just one color. I don't know if they use some sort of chemical to tarnish some of them, or whether or not they went ahead and put different colored links, because it's kind of it's coppery. Yeah, they could have done that. It's kind of coppery and then kind of gold, so it's got a nice, cool weathered feature. Some of the additional articulation, you have the hip swivels, you have the leg, the swivels here at the ankle, and you actually can heat it up and then get some nice range of motion at the foot as well. So swivel and up and down. This guy's not going to be doing yoga or gymnastics or anything, but he's got all the joints you need in a big monster. He's got that nice waist joint, nice and snug. He stands really well. The head also goes up and down. No, it goes up and down. It's going to be mostly looking down because he's a bigger figure, but it's got a pretty expressive range of articulation there. And so what do you think compared to the other trolls? Is this one of your favorites, or how
I think
would
it's
you
the best
rank them?
one just because the eye.
Just because it's got a single eye, and the other one...
No, the eye looks really cool.
The eye does look really cool. I don't know how they got that effect, especially in the iris. It's kind of like looking into like
it's also all
a
glossy.
nebula or outer space.
It's all glossy.
It's glossy, so it looks super duper real. Your eye is just immediately drawn to it. Right?
Your eyes.
Your eyes.
He only has one eye.
I mean, we can't assume that all our audience members have two eyes.
Sorry.
So
Sorry if I'm discriminating.
yeah,
Being
and
non-inclusive.
so if you are into...
Oh, in which case we have to get rid of the club because it's promoting violence and it's the skull.
I am
Dead.
actually kind of concerned about this club because it's got a spike at the end of it, and he could easily poke out that last eye. He's only got one eye, and then he'll be in a situation like, what was it, Odysseus, the Cyclops,
The one that got poked in the eye.
the one that he blinded. Yeah, you know, if you're a Cyclops, you have to be extra careful with your eyes.
I mean, he already can't even hit things with a club because he's got no depth perception, but he won't be able to see it all.
So anyway, this is Brontus the Arena Troll. We wanted to get the review out as quickly as possible. He just came through the door via FedEx, and if you haven't picked him up yet, I think there might be some more on sale. The Coliseum wave is hitting. It's a big success for the Four Horsemen. Get there and order yours quickly, because what tends to happen with these is after they sell out, the prices go up and you have to pay through the nose in the secondary market, and nobody wants to do that. So, is the Wiz signing out.
Bye.